Hello and welcome back. In today's video, let's talk about importance of organizing. There are 7 points in this subtopic. Let us see them one by one. The first point is benefits of specialization. We already saw in the previous class that organizing means creation of roles. In the second function of management, which is organizing, the top management will set and design new roles. You need to understand clearly, I'm repeating what I said in the previous class. Staffing is different, organizing is different. Organizing is designing and drafting of the roles. Staffing is filling the right people in those roles. So that's the difference you always should keep in mind. Now, organizing is about drafting the roles. Now, because of this, a role will have a narrow scope of activities. To give you an example, I will create a role called marketing executive. I will create a role called HR executive, which means the marketing executive will do only marketing related activities. HR executives will only do HR related activities. Now the same person will not do both marketing related activities. They will not be running advertisements, and the same person will not be conducting interviews and recruiting people, which is the job of a HR executive. So there will be a division of work. You have to recall Fayol's principles of management. The first thing was division of work. Work has to be clearly defined and the roles should be created according to the clearly divided work. Now, because the roles are already narrow in nature, a person who comes in to fill that role will only do those narrow scope of activities. Now, what happens if a person keeps doing a same or similar set of related activities over and over again? Obviously, that worker will become a specialized expert in that role. Okay, so that's the first point you need to understand. I will give you an example definitely. You see, as an example, I have taken a data from LinkedIn. This is a job vacancy that I saw recently. What is the job nature? The company who has advertised this job opening has said that we are looking for an accounting associate who is excited to work from home and help the accounting team. Okay, what that person has to do, the responsibilities is compiling, analyzing and reporting of financial data, maintain accurate financial records, perform audits and fix observed discrepancies, so on and so forth. If you care to read this, pause the video and care to read this fully, you will see that all bullet points talk about accounting and accounting related activities only. So this is a proper accounting associate's job. So nowhere you can see the person they are looking for should be qualified in how to run advertisements. So this is a responsibility requirements of a person who should be appointed as an accounting associate. So the scope of responsibility, even though the bullet points are quite numerical, it is very restricted to accounting aspects only. So it's a very narrow thing. So let's say you do this for 3-4 years continuously, you will become specialized in accounting. So that's the first point. Organization leads to creation of roles, and the roles will be defined based on narrow responsibilities, and because of the narrowness, it helps the people to get specialized. The second point is clarity in working relationships. I need to say that this point of clarity in working relationship, optimum utilization of resources, and the fifth point, effective administration, all convey the same message only. Let us see them together and just understand the essence of all these 3 points together. Now, if I do this organizing function properly, I will create a lot of roles I just said now. Now the roles will have a superior and the role will also have a subordinate. For example, when I worked in corporate, I joined as an executive. Now I had a superior to me who was a deputy manager, and I also had a few subordinates to me who were in officers cadre. That means the organization where I worked had a clear structure, a clear hierarchy that deputy manager will control executive, executive will control officers, and officers will not control anybody. Let's say they are the lowest level of people in that organization. And then the deputy manager who we just saw will be controlled by a general manager, and general manager will be controlled by a vice president. Now this clear establishment of hierarchy helps the organization to avoid duplication of work. Now, whatever the officers are doing, I will not do that job. Whatever as an executive I do the job, my boss who was a deputy manager will not do that job. Similarly, whatever my boss as a deputy manager does the job, the GM will not do that job. So there is a clear division of work, there is a clear establishment of hierarchy, there is a clear definition of scope of responsibility. Whatever that I am doing, the other person will not do. That means it avoids overlapping of work, which you can see in this point. This proper assignment of jobs helps the proper assignment of jobs avoids overlapping of work and also makes possible the best use of resources. So this is one point. And also you can see this helps in to avoid confusion and duplication. Overlapping of work and duplication both are same only. Whatever I am doing, the person next to me or the person working for me should not do. What happens if I do the work and the other person also does the same work? The output is not going to double. Rather, the time that is taken will be double. So it is again a waste of time, waste of resources. And also clarity in working relationship is that because of the hierarchical structure, my boss will exactly know what he should give me as orders and I should exactly know what I should be giving my juniors as orders. Now, because of the predefined relationship, we have a clear idea of who should report to whom. My officers, my juniors will not most likely directly approach my boss, and I will not directly approach general manager. I know I should approach my senior boss who was deputy manager, and these officers know they should approach me only, who was like almost like their boss. So that's how clarity in working relationships again will help you avoid duplication, and it helps you better performance of tasks. Okay, let's move on to the next segment, which is development of personnel. I'm going on to sixth point now because this adaptation to change and expansion and growth, again, they both belong to the same point. They both convey the same thing. So we will see them at last. Now we will see development of personnel. If you remember in chapter 1, the objectives of management was a subtopic. In that, there is an objective called personnel objective. An organization has like growth objective, social objective, all these types of objectives we saw, didn't we? So along with that, there is a type of objective called personnel objective. Personnel means employee. What is a personnel objective? An organization should not just focus on just recruiting a person, getting work from them and selling their work, make money out of it and keep on growing and keep on making profit. That alone should not be the objective of an organization. Rather, an organization should also focus on what they can help the employee to grow as a person. The employee should also be given a big playground to be creative. The company should set up a platform, should create some avenue for the employees to become creative. So how can an employee be creative? In the organizing process, we just saw in that job advertisement, there is already a clear representation of what the job responsibility of an employee is. We saw as an accounting associate what exactly a person should be doing every month. So if the employee keeps doing it again and again, the employee will become better at doing the same job. So eventually he will keep on doing the work faster and faster. Because of that, the time taken to complete the job will reduce. Once the overall time taken to complete the job reduces, the employee will have some amount of spare time. In that spare time, the organization should give something for the employee to work on to come up with some creative ideas. So that leads to the development of overall personal capability of an employee. Now let us see the last point, which is adaptation to change and expansion and growth. Both are pretty similar points only. Let us see them together. Business operates in a dynamic environment. That means there are a lot of external entities having their impact on business. There might be a new competitor opening a shop 100 meters away from your business. There might be a new product that might be taking the market share now. You were enjoying number 1 place in the market. Suddenly the number 2 is growing at a rapid rate. These are all the examples of the external pressures. Now, how do you adapt to it? You saw the problem in the market. You saw that you have a threat. You are going to respond to it. How do you respond to it? You are going to change the nature of your organization, change the structure of your organization. So far you have been operating in one particular structure. You had one type of hierarchy, you were having one type of top and bottom communication that was giving you one type of result. Now suddenly, because of the new threat, you believe that the old structure of organization is not going to be good anymore. So you decide we have to completely go to a new structure. Companies 40-50 years ago had an extremely strong linear hierarchy. Extremely strong. Communication was going top to bottom and bottom to top. Companies these days have become horizontal, which means there will be a lot of room for cross-functional communication. As an audit executive, I could easily reach a marketing executive. That person can easily reach HR executive. Older days, as an audit executive, I could not reach the marketing executive directly. The structure was extremely rigid. I can only convey it to my boss. My boss will talk to the relevant person in marketing department, and that boss in the marketing department should talk to that executive. Then the information should come back from the executive to the marketing boss, then from marketing boss to audit boss, then audit boss to audit executive. This is how communication used to be in the older days. Extremely rigid structure. If the company has, this is how the communication flow goes. But in modern days, because of this cross-functional feature, if I need a data from marketing executive, I can directly mail the executive and he will directly send it to me. Now, because of this, the information flow has quickened. And because of this, as employees, we will be able to do work much faster, and the organization will be able to have more productivity. Now, this is purely because of the organizing feature, organizing function. So this is the first point with respect to adaptation to change. Now, expansion and growth is, let's say, instead of a threat, I have an opportunity that there is a scope for a new type of product. So I have to expand my production. So I need a new division. I need a new function. That means with the help of this organizing activity, I can simply open a new plant and I can set new roles. I can set new hierarchies. I can set new flow, new channels of communication. Then that division and that factory will be up and running in, who knows, in just a month. So if you want to expand, you can keep creating, copy pasting any number of branches, any number of divisions you want, as long as you know how to do this organizing activity correctly. So that is this importance aspect. I hope you learned new things today. In the next video, we will talk about organization structure. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you and bye-bye.